Greetings once again from wherever you'll be watching this from. I welcome you so much on this channel, and I say that as we interact, may we feel the presence of God, and may the word of God come forth, and may that which I want to speak about today get into the right places, and may it transform our lives and make us to be really better from individual level, family level, society level. I pray that we'll be able to interact effectively and grow together and learn together. Let's sit at the feet of the Master and let us be taught of the Lord. So, my name is Catherine Eric. I'm a change agent. And what am I doing? I'm intentionally raising the future generations holistically. And to raise the future generations holistically, obviously, it's not a one-man guitar, but it is a collective responsibility. So let's delve into today's topic. What are we talking about? Last time we talked about respect as a value system, because we are doing episodes of building a value system. So we covered episode 1 on respect. Today we are talking about number 2, value system. What are we effecting? Today we want to talk about honor. Do you know about honor? Do you love honor? Do you practice it? Do you admire it? Or you don't understand whether you're practicing it or not? So, what is honor? I want to say honor, number 1, I believe honor is a system, a divine system of wisdom. You see, the way we have systems that we put aside or we create that help us to be effective, maybe at work, in our daily routines, there are systems that we put in place. So, honor is a system that is divine and has been handed over to us as human beings through God. Honor is a system of wisdom. That is how I put it. And to demystify what honor is an accolade that we are able to reference other people. We accord it to people. So we want to see who are the people that are deserving of honor. Because the Bible even says someone who is worthy of honor, maybe a prophet, a parent, someone who is of authority, they deserve double honor. It is a system that God put in place. And may I just shock us, maybe we haven't paid attention to it. Imagine honor, out of the initial 10 commandments that God gave to Moses when he was giving to humanity, the commandments that he wanted the children of Israel to tailor their lives within it, honor among the 10 and any other uh, commandment that we have is the only one that has an attached promise. That is how key honor is to God. That is how much valuable honor is in the eyes of God. Honor, honor your father and mother so that my days, your days will be longer. Where? On this earth. So, honor is a wisdom that God has handed over to us as humanity, and it is a privilege that we have been given to just align within that and we partake of this promise. It's not something we are praying for, it's not something we are waiting for, but it is something that we just practice it, we action it in our lives, and individually, collectively, we become partakers of the promise of God, which is longevity. Everybody desires to live a long life. But if you look at our society right now, if you look at things that are happening, we are losing our young ones like so easily, it's just going like it's normal, but it's not normal. So that is why we need to talk about honor and to be able to look at honor as a value system that will inform wisdom in our lives. Proverbs 4:7 says wisdom is the principal thing. Wisdom is that thing that enables me to be able to have knowledge, but not only just have this knowledge, but be able to use this knowledge that I know, that I have had practically, be able to put it into practicality, be able to practice it, action it. So that's what makes the difference. Honor is an accolade that we accord people who are of maybe leaders over us, people who are in authority, parents, leaders, it can be pastors, spiritual leaders, it can be national leaders, it can be, but mostly now, let's talk about honor in terms of me being able to honor the people who have brought me to this world, people who are parents, me being able to honor people who've paid a huge price over my life. They can be people who have mentored you, they can be people who have been able to add value to your life, people who have guarded you, have taken care of you, have been able to hold you by hand. There are people maybe who are in authority, people that you look up to, people you report to. All these people, God demands that we should be able to honor them. But if you look at the place of honor and how we are relating right now from the family and as a people, you find that uh, maybe we are unconsciously not uh, being able to intentionally practice honor. Honor is an action word. Imagine someone who has brought you on this earth was able to pay a price for you, was able to go through whatever they were going through, was able to sacrifice on your behalf. But now, when you find your footing and maybe you have grown and you are able to stand on your own, or maybe you believe you are able to maneuver this life on your own, you just simply don't recognize their value anymore. You don't hold them, with a certain accolade. So honor is just basically my ability to be able to recognize the price people have paid over my life, be able to recognize the position people hold in my life. So if you look at someone that is a parent or maybe as a custodian who has been um, given you to watch over you, to maybe guide you, to maybe direct you. That's why you see we have biological parents and we have parents by extension, people who've been able to support us in our journey of life in one way or the other. And we pass several life journeys. When you are a baby, you are nurtured, you're brought up, you are taken care of. Things happen for you. People pay school fees for you. People ensure you have shelter. People who have ensured you had food, you dressed very well. And when you get to a certain level, you now get people who are able to take their time and just be able to transfer the knowledge that they have and to you to make you a better person. Why? So that you don't really necessarily need to go through the challenges they went through the mistakes they made. You are able now to learn from this person who has gone through what you are going through, but is able to share at their level what they have been able to learn by experience. So they shorten your journey. They make you have pleasant experiences without you having to really pay a huge price for it. We have parents who never went to school, but they have ensured that their children have gone to school and they are learning. You see, there are people who have taken their life and have decided to use their life to serve other people. They can be serving maybe as volunteers, they can be serving as missionaries, they can be serving as pastors, they can be serving over you as apostles, as bishops, they can be serving you as mentors. There are people who maybe in your profession you report to, and these people, when you are taken in, they work with you, they ensure that you whatever you are supposed to do is perfected and you are able to deliver. So these are people who are ensuring that any given time in your life, everything you do, you don't need to really go through much before you get to a certain level, because they have gone through that journey. They know exactly what the pitfalls to avoid, what to do, what not to do. So that's basically what we want to talk about. And that is why you see, we have to really ensure that as a person in my life, I'm practicing honor. I honor people God has put over me. I honor parents. I honor people who are the same age that I look up to, and they fall in the same cadre like my parents. That's why you see sometimes, maybe I could say maybe millennials, Gen X, at some point, there are people we find it hard to call by name. We find like it doesn't look like it's right. You struggle to find, how can I just call this person. So it is an accolade we accord people because of their position. It can be their position in your life, it can be their position in the society, it can be the kind of authority they command. So you cannot but honor them, accord them that accolade, acknowledge that we are not at the same space, we are not on the same level with this person. It's just an acknowledgement, though you are not telling the person that, oh, really, I really do this for you. No, but your action when you are interacting with this person shows that you honor this person. Why do I find it necessary to talk about this value system? I find it necessary because we were just having a talk, and it's not once, in several spaces, and I've had many people look at life and say, in the next like 10, 15, 20 years or 30 to come, the years we are going ahead, it will be a very short while, and we will realize that we have a generation, or maybe our children don't really care about people who have brought them up, who are parents, people who have paid a price for them, people who have nurtured them. We forget quickly. We have not seen the essence of holding people with accolade, with high recognition, being able just to acknowledge that we are not on the same page with this person. Why am I saying that it is something maybe we are overlooking? I will just use a good example: our conversations. How are we having our conversations? Nowadays, someone who is younger than you will talk to you, back to you anyhowly. They will not even think for a second, actually, how do I respond to this person? But they will just respond uh, with an attitude, and the words that they will use, even just to speak back to you, will leave you wondering. And I'm not just saying for outsiders. I have many parents, their children talk to them like they are their age mates. We have changed the goalpost whereby it seems that our children are the ones that are calling the shots. I'm using that analogy so that we may understand quickly what am I talking about. You see, as a parent, your position is a position of authority. You are the one that is supposed to call the shots. You are the one that is supposed to lay rules. You are the ones that is supposed to give a direction. But when you find that you cannot manage your own children, you find that sometimes I get so people who say that their 6-year-old cannot listen. 7-year-old they cannot take your instruction. You are telling them this should be done, but they are answering you back that I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to eat this. I can't take this. You are not going to watch this. I'm going to do this. They are the ones that are enforcing what they want. That's why I'm saying we are changing the goalpost. But you see, if we really love our children and we want the best for them, we will be able to ensure that these children practice honor. Because honor has an attachment. Remember, longevity is a promise that God has attached to honor. So I don't need sometimes to pray so much for longevity, but I can enforce honor in the young ones, the people that are below me. They can be children in the family, they can be in the society, they can be in the community, they can be in spaces where we take them to be nurtured, like schools, and they need to be nurtured by people who are older than them, people who have been trained, people who understand. That is why I said it is having to be able to acknowledge that this person has paid a price in a certain way for my good, for me to be better. That is why, no matter how we want to look at it, I am just saying honor is something we cannot change goalpost about it, whether we like it or not. And we can just be able to humble ourselves and be able to call ourselves to order and to be able to recognize and tell myself, I have to practice honor. I have to show honor. I have to do this so that I ensure that this is a divine insurance, is a system of wisdom that even if they don't like it, but intentionally I'm ensuring that because they practice this, they are under divine cover for longevity. And I want to ask us, are you seeing there are many things that are happening? Yes, the devil is on a spree to steal, to kill, and to destroy, and he's targeting the young ones. But you see, our young ones, if we align them in the divine order and the mandate, they can also be able to have access to divine cover, which is God Himself ensuring, so that I, as a parent, even if I am here, I can be able to cover them in the place of prayer and just say, God, wherever my children are, I commit and commend them into your able hands. And I am asking Jehovah, may you, outstretched hand, watch over them. May you embrace them under your everlasting arms. And I am declaring that no evil shall befall them. Arrows that are flying by day, they shall not locate them. Already they are under cover, a divine insurance. My prayer and my speaking the word of God goes as a shield to protect them, and this shield will be functional on the basis that these children practice honor. They honor their parent. A mother is a gate of life for bringing forth. A father is a gate. How is he a gate? He carries the protege of humanity, the seed carrier. So everything that we do, it is so spiritual, but unfortunately, sometimes we don't look at things of how they are spiritual and they are transformed into the physical for us to be able to practice. We just ignore or carelessly not pay attention to what is it might be also giving the enemy an edge to be able to penetrate and execute his assignment. You remember the Bible says, when I break the edge, when you break the edge, when we break the edge, the serpent will bite us. And there are many things that are being introduced into the world right now, but the agenda is only one: to wipe out, to finish, and to clear. The devil comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. How does he do it? He begins to introduce his own agendas. He begins to introduce things that will, service his agenda, fuel, be like a fire to help him execute and achieve what his assignment is. We are losing a lot of our young ones, a lot of them, and it pains my heart. Sometimes you even just sit and you are feeling like, my God, how will this be? But I'm just saying, can we delve into the divine insurance that already has been put for us? And can we go back and begin to ensure that we, who are now the current parents, who are the people now in existence and are having authority and play a role of a person who is in charge, to be able to teach whoever that is under you about honor, and be able just to lay that foundation. And when you teach about honor and every other value system that we'll be talking about, please don't just say you must honor because of this. Be able to simplify, demystify, and explain to the understanding of the people under you to know the reason why God instituted and has put in place honor. Honor your parent. Honor them by being able to recognize that they paid the price on your behalf. They have been able to nurture you. You know, I was seeing a video where a certain person was telling the parent they did not write to them an application to be born. And they were demanding, they were talking disrespectful. They were talking with no iota of recognition and acknowledgement. Imagine a child you brought on earth, you have taken care of them, and now they think they have grown so much, you can't tell them nothing. They know so much because apparently their level of education have even exceeded where you are or where you got. And they're telling you that you can tell them nothing, you cannot instruct them, they have grown and they are independent, and they did not ask you to give birth to them. And they walk away. Truth be told, God is marking the register. And this word and that kind of character and manners and behaviors will work against this particular child. Because they are removing themselves from the divine cover and they are making themselves vulnerable, and the enemy can actually make them his target so easily. So let us go back to honor those that are of higher authority over us. We might not like them. We might not think they deserve it. We might have every other reason not to really find it worthy. But when you can, please practice honor. Honor anyone who is on authority at a higher position than yourself. Someone who has paid a price for you, no matter what you think that they are doing that is not right. But as a person from wherever you are, just humble yourself and be able to acknowledge, and God will mark your register that you practice honor. If you have parents right now, this thing, I'm not talking about something I haven't practiced. It is something that dropped one day. I was sitting, I think it's how many years now? Maybe 3 or 4, maybe around 5 years back, that started just bothering me, and I was wondering, what is going on? Why are we losing? So the honor came to me so deeply, and I just started to look at life and everything. And I ensured, I told myself, how do we practice honor sometimes? Because for people who are maybe married, I can say maybe they honor when they go to pay dowry on something, but you see, honor is a continuous thing. So I looked at life and I was like, we can do something. What did I do? I gathered a bit of uh, people I know, we relate together like that, we can talk. And I shared this vision and I just talked to them and I said, look here, our parents are still alive. But in African culture, especially here in Kenya, what I've seen, sometimes when someone passes on of a level of a parent like that, it is so serious and it's so key. And all of us, we are running around to do everything we can to be able to give someone who is, we consider, of a higher position, authority, someone we honor in life, someone we hold in high esteem. We go all the way and we give them a befitting burial. Sometimes in other places, you find people even fight for being able to give the best they can. Is it dressing? Is it having to ensure that everything goes well? We throw parties, for the funeral. We are doing everything. But have we ever thought that the same thing you're doing, you can actually do it for your parent when they are still alive and they have a choice? They have ability to be able to rejoice with you. They have ability to be able to just say thank you, to bless you. When you honor your parent, you receive the blessing of the father. You receive, if you honor your mother, you receive, when you honor your father, you receive the blessings of the loins. When you honor your mom, you receive the blessings of the breast. And they don't only end with you, they go back into It's a generational thing. It keeps flowing like that, and it deletes anything that was a curse automatically because you've done it and heaven recognizes life is spiritual. Then it's transferred here on earth. So I just want to challenge us when we were doing that, when I was thinking about that, and it's because of several things that happened that were making me to really go back to God, ask, and in my sitting quietness, I will just get this revelation. So I happened to share with these few ladies, and I told them, look here, why don't we change the narrative? Do you remember I told you I'm a change agent? So I'm doing it practically, where I can. And we can share and be able to multiply ourselves. So we came together. We decided, okay, our parents are still there. What can we do? We come together, we contribute certain amount of money, it gets to this level that we think this is something that is honorable, and we travel, we organize ourselves, and we shop, and we buy nice clothing, nice beddings. We go to their home where the parents are, and we change everything. We dress them up, we call for their party, we allow them invite their fellow friends, their elders in church, in the community, and it's a huge celebration. You see, we are the ladies who came together. We are the ones, and I just go with the people who are coming with me, and we honor the parents. We just say we came to say thank you. We appreciate you. We appreciate what you did for us, bringing us up. We recognize you are there. We honor you. We appreciate. We love you. We have just come to celebrate you with the people that I live with, wherever I live with, and together as a huge community. And we sing praises. We dance. We take our videos. We take our photos. We eat. We sleep. We walk around the village. We do a bit of evangelism here and there. We share Christ. It has been such glorious. And we did that round to all the ladies in this team. And we are re-strategizing to redo again. Why? While we are still alive and while they are still alive, we want to ensure that we are cultivating that seed. We are cultivating that honor. And as we are sowing this seed, we are declaring that we bring honor, we effect it, we create and open up the ground for divine wisdom of the system God has put in place, which is honor. And we are declaring that here, longevity of life, God ensure it shall be here. We were turning it around and they were just looking at us. And guess what? Other people we had invited, the people they had invited in the village, and they are sharing with us, they now said, this is a good thing. I will go and tell my children, we need to do this, we need to multiply. Let this family also know. And it has grown and has become a big thing. You go here, they are still talking, these people came, because it's something people have never thought about it. But when someone dies, is the time we are running around collecting ourselves, and we want to do everything, and the person is not even there to rejoice. So we changed the narrative. And we began to tell ourselves this honor that God said, honor your father and mother so that your days will be long. We will start honoring them by recognizing that they did good to bring us up. They made us to become who we are today. The values they put in us, the instruction, the correction, the beating, everything made us better. And we appreciate, and we have come to salute you, and we have come to say, we see you. We acknowledge you, and we thank you, and we are here to just celebrate you. And let me tell you, it was blowing our hearts. When we think about it, our hearts rejoices. And I'm telling you, so many testimonies have been coming on. They continue to come on and on from every family, every home we visited. We learned different cultures. We went here and there. So let me tell you, it is possible for us to practice honor, and I'm challenging us. Let us begin to teach our children now. If you meet the children who are maybe, let's say, our 20 years going down, our 5 years, ask them if they know about honor. You will realize it is very serious. And why don't they know? It's because the people who are their parents are not practicing it. So they don't know it. They don't see it in that manner. So as many of us that will hear this, I am challenging us. Let us go back to the basics. Let us change this narrative. Let us practice honor. And let us honor the people who are in authority, whether they are spiritual leaders, whether they are your biological parents. If they are not alive, there are people in your family that are people you look up to, like your parents. Let us teach our children so that this divine insurance and this system of wisdom that God gave us, we must cultivate it. We must cultivate it so that when we go in the place of prayer, we just speak the word and already God has provided a shield. So thank you so much. Next time, we will speak about another value system, and we'll keep creating it and practicing it until we are able to be guarded. We are able to ensure we have a community that is grounded. We have a good society, and our families are thriving, and we are all together moving. We can make amends and we can be better. Thank you. See you in the next one. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you. And after all, may it be said of a truth that this family of so and so, honor is something they live by, they practice, and you shall see the good of the land. I'm telling you, practice it. You shall see the good of the land, whether it is directly or indirectly, visibly or invisibly. It shall come, because a man reaps what they sow.